What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is Anthony with Jhuly's Aquatics and Gardening, and today I thought I would get working on a project that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and that is rooting some cuttings that I have here with Bonide's rooting powder. I've heard about this and I was doing a little bit of research, and quite honestly, I didn't find a video online that I really, kind of understood the process of. So I did a little bit of research, and hopefully I can help add to what's online to give some more informative information as to what this actually is and how to properly use it. Now again, this is rooting powder by Bonide, and they do have a line of both organic and non-organic products. However, this rooting powder is a synthetic product. Now, the active ingredient in this rooting powder is indole 3-butyric acid, and that helps with the cuttings and stimulating new root growth. So I'm going to show you exactly how to use this product. Now, over here I do have some cuttings that I'm going to be using. It's best to take healthy plants, take cuttings from those plants in order to use the rooting powder with. You definitely want to start with healthy plants and take the best looking specimens from the best looking, healthiest plant. That'll give your plant the best chance of success with rooting with this hormone. So I've taken cuttings from a couple coleus, some boxwood, some holly, and some eugenia and myrtle topiaries that I recently clipped. So I've actually had all of these things soaking in water for about 2 or 3 weeks. So some of these things do have roots on them already. However, you can take fresh cuttings like the boxwood that I have here, and which I just clipped today, and use those. Some other things that you want to have in hand: I have some leftover 4-inch plant cans that I've washed with hot water, and I have some terracotta pots. I get these for $1.99 from my local garden center, and if you know me, I love pots, especially terracotta, and I hoard them so that when I need them, I have a plethora to choose from. You're going to need some generic potting soil, some snips or clippers, and something to make a hole with. This is just a substrate tool. So first thing you want to do is clean off your tool that you're going to be snipping with rubbing alcohol. Now this is in order to facilitate proper clean and sanitized working environment, and also in case any of these things have any kind of diseases or bugs, or whatever you used this on previously had any kind of infection or whatever, you're cleaning that off. And between all cuttings, clippings, what have you, you want to make sure that you are sanitizing your snips. Next thing you want to do is you want to prepare your cutting. That's going to basically be just taking off the lower leaves to expose more of the stem, which is going to eventually become the trunk. Now depending on what you are, and that's what we're left with. Now depending on what you're going to be, what the end goal is for this, you'll want to keep the shape of the plant in mind before you go ahead and cut. This is going to end up being a topiary form, so as this grows, I'm going to continue to limit up. But that's not really important quite yet. So I'm going to prepare all of my boxwoods, and then I'm going to fill this up with soil and show you the next step. Okay. Now after you get your cutting, you also want to remove all the lower leaves, and you just, hold it, drag it backwards to expose the stem. Kind of like stripping thyme or rosemary off of the stalk. Alright, next, fill up your container with potting mix. And you want to have all this done before you dip your plant. So I'm going to do all of the smaller cuttings in the same thing, in the same pot. Next, I'm going to push down just ever so slightly just to settle the soil. And then what you want to do, again, before you dip any of your cuttings, is take something small and slender and make holes in your potting mix. Whoops. Make holes in your potting mix. Try to give them enough room. Just like that. And then you can test out the depth that you've got by just sticking it in. So that way you know it's deep enough and you don't have to risk re-dipping your plant. Now I always make a mess when I do things like this, so don't mind my work surface. So that's what the powder looks like. It's just a white looking powder, and I wouldn't try to smell this if I were you. Next, what you want to do is dip and swirl. So you're going to dip your plant into the rooting hormone and swirl it around, making sure that you've got a nice, even, thick coating of the rooting hormone. And then I'm going to turn it over and make sure that all sides are dipped. And you don't want any of this powder to fall off. So that's why it's important to pre-do your holes. Then you just stick it into this medium, tamp the soil down around it. Now the next thing that's important here is not to water this. You want to mist it so that way you're not washing off any of that powder off of the stem. And again, you're giving it the best chance of survival. So again, dip it, swirl it. Make sure that you've got even coverage. Put it into your pre-done hole. Alright, so there it is. They're all dipped and tucked in nicely, and I'm going to spray these at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them and speed up this part of the video. If there's anything that I need to stop and give you more information on, I'll do that. But I have a lot of cuttings here, so I'm just going to speed this part up and give you my final thoughts at the end. I'm done coating everything, and I've got it into my soil mix. So last thing I'm going to do is just take my pump sprayer, or if you have a regular spray bottle, is go ahead and mist them. Now it does say to mist regularly, so we don't apparently want to be pouring water from a watering can into the soil here. And it says that this can also work on seeds, bulbs, corms, and roots of ornamental plants. And in those cases, what you want to do is place this product and the bulb into a bag, shake it up, and then stick it into your soil, and then mist as normal. Now, I was looking to see if they have any indication on the label as to how long you should expect to wait before seeing these plants produce roots. I don't see anything on the container itself. However, I will look online to see if I can find anything that indicates how quickly we should expect to see roots on these cuttings. So in the meantime, you don't want to be pulling them out of the soil mix or anything like that. So I'm going to just go ahead and mist these guys, trying to focus the mist primarily on the soil and not the leaves per se. this is actually spraying pretty wide. So, if you're like me, I'm more of a visual learner. I like to see someone do it and then follow what they did. I learn better that way more than reading the label and rather than reading the label and trying to figure it out. So I hope that if you're like me, this video was helpful to you. I'm going to be coming back once a day and misting these guys down. Also, you don't want to keep these in temperatures below 60 degrees. So I might pop them back outside in a shady location and see if I can't get the heat outdoors and the humidity from my zone 7A gardening area or zone to get these to root a little quicker. In the winter time, I am going to be moving them into my plant room and putting them under grow lights. I have a humidifier down there, so I should definitely be able to keep these above 60 degrees and overwinter them. Now the plan going forward, as these guys push growth, I'm going to be splitting them up into separate containers as necessary. The coleus I can always clip to keep it kind of size controlled and reroot the clippings. So again, if you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe with the notification bell on so that you don't miss updates on this project and any other videos that are going to be coming out in the future. My kids are upstairs running amok, so I'm going to go up there and see what they're up to. Sounds like nothing good. Again, leave me a thumbs up, comment below if you've used this product before and how long. I'm specifically interested in how long it took you to start seeing these guys root in. Hopefully it's faster than the water method. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're subscribed. Hope you enjoyed this content, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and remember, in all things, no matter what, give thanks. See you in the next one, guys.